guys? It's your boy SonTj here. I got my boy MJxTV. You know what I'm saying? Go editor in the community. It's a good editing. He's probably behind it. He is the ghostwriter behind Drake. That's my boy MJ here. Power Scaler, like, introduce yourself, brother.
Please don't blame me for Certified Lover Boy not dropping yet. You know, please don't blame me on that. But thank you for having me on. I think it's been a minute since you and I've done a collab, right?
I actually know we did a collab with Kamea Card and you put me on your channel and it was mad that I wasn't set the programmer. Like, it was like, why do we got this man on here? Like, I was like, bro, like, what you want from me? This is a great opportunity. Like, that was the quote unquote collab we had.
Oh, much. Dude, that was like a whole that was a whole 2 years ago, and that was a mess. You actually saved me a lot that day because of just how much. I mean, you were there. I'm not going to get into it, but there was just like people were supposed to be at that panel. They weren't there. People canceled. Flights were delayed. You really saved me that day. So thank you for being there. You know, so
I appreciate the love. It was nothing but disappointment to see my black behind on that microphone. But hey, that was before I had a beard. That was before a lot of things. But anyway, I know how the YouTube algorithm works. They're only going to be here for like 2 minutes, and the real one's going to be past it. We're here to talk about the Dragon Ball Super interview with Torataro. I wanted to bring Pride and Wave on here, which I also talked about him on Is Power Scaling is Broken. Watch that video. We just wanted to discuss the fallouts of that interview. Every day I've been told I am a Goku fan coping. Everything I've ever believed in is wrong. The Beerus fan was right all along. Yeah. And I'm just this idiot and everything. Like, again, fans are gonna be fans, but like, yeah, we're power scalers. We only take what's literally given to us. We don't use all this made up stuff. We're using what's said there. And I'm not gonna lie, Kira Toriyama and Torataro, they're doing certain things with the story where I just feel like there's no sense of continuity with anything they're doing power scaling wise. Like, yeah, certain plots, like the Tournament of Power, felt like a passing of the torch from the whole God Destruction level to something higher. And now we're back to a place. This is being uploaded post the Dragon Ball Super 75 spoilers. That we're back to a place that God Destructions are right on par with the main characters again. When, even if we're not counting the anime, because the anime has a lot of statements, a lot of feats. Literally, Vegeta beats a guy turning into a God Destruction with evolution. Yeah. And then you got UI Goku. Whatever you say about Jiren, at this point, I wish this character didn't exist, because it's either this battle of Jiren is the GOAT and he got jumped, or it's the people are saying Jiren was never that guy. That's literally the two sides. So it's like, even if you're not counting the anime, even the manga, Vegeta still beat Topo with the God Destruction Key or whatever he had going on. And Goku, even, look, people got mad at me. They called me a Goku fanboy, but in my video, I discussed that Jiren pretty much won that fight. Even though Goku was ahead of him, Jiren outlasted him. And Whis even said their powers were pretty on par. But regardless, you can even argue Goku, if he kept perfecting UI, he would have beat Jiren. So we're moving past that arc. Goku has the ability to use perfected UI now. And Torataro, with his very nice words of choosing, this man said this man was perfect, and he had to figure out new ways for him to go beyond perfect, aka making his precision drop down when it's convenient. So we're just in a place of mad confusion. The people it's like the people who say Saitama's the GOAT no matter what happens. The people who've been saying Beerus is stronger than Goku despite everything, the marketing, the video game marketing. They're on a high right now because they were willfully ignorant, and Torataro and Akira Toriyama are giving them niggas a layup to dunk on all of us. So yeah, I don't know what to really say.
I think the issue that Torataro came across, and this really isn't an issue with me because I do like Goku. I'm a fan of Goku. You know, they really made Goku like super powerful in the Moro arc, because even before the white-haired UI, if you go back and like analyze that fight with Moro 7-3, Goku goes Omen right after being healed, and he's like, Beerus, stand back, I'll handle this. And it's like, you literally just saw Blue Evolution Vegeta with Yarjat training get knocked out of his form two times, but yet Omen Goku now has this confidence that he can even do better than Beerus against Moro 7-3. And he does, like, you know, he's throwing a couple hands and this and that, and then Moro 7-3 powers up, drops him again. So you can even make an argument, TJ, that Omen Goku, after being healed, was stronger than Vegeta Blue Evolution. And then
Goku said that Vegeta quote unquote surpassed him.
Yeah, and then Goku gets even stronger after Beerus fades away. He gets the white haired. So it's like Goku was on such a higher level than Vegeta in that arc. It was just insane. And that was one of the questions that I had in one of the debates that Pride and I would always get into. It's like, I don't like how Vegeta, it seems like the beginning of the Granola arc is that they're really going to make Vegeta just right there with Goku, like neck and neck. And it's just like, that's a huge ass power increase. Like, it just seems kind of weird to me, and that's just one of the aspects of the confusion that I think the fandom has, you know. It's just, which I had too. So it's just, that's just one thing, you know. And
it's weird because when my fan base, quote unquote fan base, I don't know, like the people who follow me, I already know the bias is going to be there for Goku because I have a lot of videos discussing Goku, a lot of hot takes about Vegeta, stuff like that. I already know the bias is going to be there. So when I discuss these things, like, why is Vegeta already on quote unquote Goku's power narrative wise? Because this is before we learned about Vegeta's new form. Because for a lot of reasons, it kind of felt like Vegeta's put on this pedestal without no proof. It was like, remember when Whis was talking about like who's the strongest in the universe, he did not bring up Broly at all. Yeah. And now we got the editor, because people want to check me hard. Listen, learn some Japanese. That was the editor who said that, not Toritaro. I'm like, my bad, OG, my bad. And so even regardless, that Vegeta was put right there. And it's interesting because it was getting to the level, it kind of reminded me of Battle of Gods. Goku was so much higher than Vegeta. Then in Resurrection F, he was right back there. Yeah. With just little training. And this kind of felt like the same way, but I didn't know what justified it. And now we got Vegeta with the new Haikai abilities, and it just goes back to the narrative point. Here's my main thing, and I think everyone kind of knows this if you really care about what I have to say. Us power scalers, we have our own bias, but we really want things to make sense. Right. Like, I don't mind Beerus or Vegeta being stronger than Goku. I just want their powers that make him stronger to make sense. And narrative-wise, we've seen angels, literally, this is no joke, this is no hyperbole, one-shot God Destructions on a consistent basis. We have heard perfect the UI. I'm not saying Goku can beat anyone in fiction. I'm just talking about in Dragon Ball's verse. If you have that ability, you are pretty much an unstoppable martial artist unless someone has a better UI or higher. Yeah. And it's like, for example, it's kind of like that same weird space. Remember when Super Saiyan 2 had the ability to be stronger than Super Saiyan 3? Right. It kind of feels like the same basis where a weaker ability, at least by Beerus standards, because Beerus already mastered Haikai. And he was trying to unlock UI. When he was talking about with Whis, he was training with Whis to learn that ability. And you're telling me Goku, the person who mastered the least to get into the form of that ability, is weaker than a person who can't even get into that realm. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it was stated to be the ultimate technique. So I'm pretty sure by proxy that makes the Haikai like a lesser technique. But and it's weird because, like, again, it's always context, because people are going to argue. Because, bro, that Vegeta line where people said the being strongest in the universe is just a point in time, people have been using that, like, you know, WandaVision, what is love, or what was that one line in WandaVision? Whatever, if it's not. I know what you're talking about. yeah, like, people have been abusing that one line every time I talk about power scaling. It's just that, like, I don't mind if you want to do, like, a weaker version of UI is weaker than, like, the strongest version of Kai. You could probably make that argument, but it's like, the problem with Dragon Ball Super right now, even if you want to argue manga or anime, because people ignore, like, there's no even hints of anyone being stronger than Beerus. The manga have Vegeta Blue already, with his final Kamehameha, hinted by the Supreme Kai to be stronger than Beerus. And Toritaro, too. Don't forget, he said that in an interview as well. So, this is nothing we've made up. This is something the Dragon Ball Super, either anime, freaking video games, Xenoverse 2 even has marketing with UI, Vegeta Blue. Even the Broly movie had Gogeta beating up someone probably strong. we're not making this narrative up, because people like to say everyone made assumptions, everyone's making this whole narrative that someone's stronger than Beerus when it was never made. No, the story, the games, the marketing, they've all made it a point that this new character that we have, we're hyping him up to be stronger than Goddess Structures. They never made up some stuff. They could be stronger than Whis. They could be stronger than the Grand Priest. No, they specifically said Goddess Structures and Beerus. You cannot be mad at fans feeling betrayed that somehow, some way, this character, unless proven otherwise, because I'm really hoping we might get information that Beerus felt inspired after seeing Jiren, Broly, and everyone else to be trained behind the scenes. Like, I accepted Roshi being above like Tien and Yamcha because he's been training behind the scenes. I could accept that. Like, even though Tien fans mad to this day about Krillin and Roshi being better than him. Yeah, people are gonna get mad at me about that now. But it's
Roshi had a good showcasing in the TOP, bro.
That's all, like, people. You can argue in the manga, Roshi's stronger than Krillin. You can argue that. But my main thing is that I just don't want to see that Beerus hasn't done a damn thing. He has no new form or nothing, and he's still stronger than all these characters that Toei, Toritaro, and everyone else have been hyping up. Broly, Jiren, the UI form itself to be stronger than this character.
Don't forget, it's not even just the guides or the magazines that came out. It was also that promotional video that came out for the anime. Granted, this is the anime, but it came out saying, watch the newest episode, blah blah blah, as we watch Goku go up against the strongest character in Dragon Ball history for Jiren.
Yeah.
We're not making this shit up. They were trying to tell us that this dude was on a pedestal so fucking high. And you know what? As far as like showcasing the strongest power in Dragon Ball history, they might not even been capping about that, because I mean, I don't think Whis has. I'm not saying Jiren is stronger than Whis, but up until that point, I don't think Whis showcased anything that was greater than what Jiren showcased, right? Which was breaking time with his hand, like surpassing.
The feat of just Whis casually one-shotting Beerus.
That's true.
Higher and higher now.
That's true. Yeah.
Like literally, like, people act like that's an anime or movie only thing, bro. It literally happened in the manga when both Beerus or Champa are one-shotting planets with their fists.
Yeah.
They both, Vados and Whis, simultaneously knock out their Goddess Structures instantly.
Right.
And people, and you can't even make the argument that, they have their guard down. This happens a lot. This happens consistently.
Right.
And the fact that I had to deal with the narrative that Beerus is somehow stronger than Beerus, where Beerus' only difference from Whis is like a morality thing. It's nothing about, you can argue, because Whis says his instinct is higher, but angels can train. But the main thing is that they're born with perfected UI. Right. And the fact that Beerus, who, I don't even know if he has UI sign, he has something on the Roshi tip, to be honest, in the manga. In the anime, they talk about him he can't fully use UI. And just the strongest people in the universe, the Great Priest and the other 4 fighters that's up there with the Great Priest have perfected UI. Yeah. And it's just asinine.
Don't forget the misconception that the fandom has about Beerus. People think that he's like this weak angel because they said he was an angel in training. They never specified it was martial arts training that he needed help with. No, it was actually implied that he needed guidance, that he needed to know what it meant to live amongst the mortals, which is why they sent him there. Again, I'm not implying he's like stronger than Whis or anything. That's debunked. Whis literally says it. I'm just saying that he's not this weak, little, fragile. Beerus can like touch him and he'll turn to paper mache. You know what I mean?
Like, even when the angels first introduced, Vados and Whis were talking about who was stronger between them. Like, there's no. Because the Dragon Ball families always has this logic, especially the casuals. There's a Super Saiyan 2 level, there's a Super Saiyan God level. Yeah. Like, that's not how it works. I'm going to bring up Kefla, trigger warning. But Kefla, Super Saiyan 2, was competing with UI sign in the anime. Yeah. And Kefla, with Super Saiyan 2, is competing with quote-unquote Ultimate Gohan, even though, why'd you take away his bang? Whatever, that whole Ultimate Gohan stuff is so weird in the manga. She was competing with that OP version of that. So the whole ideology that there's an angel level is way more nuanced to that. Yeah. But that being said, the very concept of Beerus, if he's, I don't even know if he's the strongest God Destruction. It should be, because at this point he took on all the God Destructors in the manga, quote unquote, by himself. But yet somehow, some way, not Vados, Vermod or Belmod, so many different names for that character. He took no damage from any of the god instructions. He just played Possum.
Yeah.
And the mouse god, Quitella, tied with him. And so, with that being said,
he's at least top 3. Beerus is at least top 3.
Yeah, the top 3 in my mind is definitely Beerus, Belmod, and Quitella. Those are the top 3.
Right, yeah.
And with that being said, it's like, are you telling me they can compete with lower tier angels when they all was all born with the same power set? It's like, I feel like in my mind, before all this other stuff, that Whis was here, but Beerus is like right here. It wasn't no Beerus is down here and Whis is here type stuff.
I mean, one thing you and I discussed when the interview dropped. See, when the interview dropped, bro, I hit up TJ like, hey, yo. You know, TJ's like, hop in VC, let's talk about it. I'm like, all right, bet, let's get in there. One of the things that you and I discussed was the fact that there seems to be something with the idea that Toyotaro doesn't want Beerus and Goku to interact at all. Because which maybe if you interpret it in a different way, maybe he's saving that for a rematch in the manga. Who knows? But it's reasonable. But for some reason, we never see Beerus and Goku interact in a physical manner anymore. You never see it. I made the example to you, like, Beerus gets up and he's yelling at the top of his lungs, you know, like, you're so stupid, why are you doing this, you always get us in trouble. And then Goku, you know, UI, and then all of a sudden Beerus is sitting like, you know, and then Whis is the one who steps up with the fucking, you know, come at me, and then they go at it. Beerus is fine with grabbing your boy Vegeta and throwing him in the dirt, riding him like a skateboard in Type B, but he never steps up to UI Goku, never does that shit to him.
It's weird. It's weird because we just discussed, like, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but we literally just discussed for a minute how Whis has been one-shotting Beerus. But for some reason in this arc, narratively, they're trying to make them rivals to their students. And it's like, how's the guy who's one-shotting you narratively a rival to you training another character? You know what I'm saying? And also, look, let's bring it back. When Goku and Vegeta first unlocked Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan / Super Saiyan Blue, Beerus was like, let's fight right now, player. Let's get it. Let's run it. But when Goku has mastered perfected UI, or quote-unquote, because precision, whatever. I hate using the master term. The real term for these transformations, UI side and perfected UI. And when Goku has perfected UI on belt, Beerus decides to pick and bully on Vegeta. He never fights perfected UI. He says, nah, player, I'm going to beat up on your homeboy. For some reason. It's like, you can argue, he wants to train Vegeta. That's his way of being like, being tsundere or whatever. Whatever you can argue. But
you can argue that maybe he has a closer tie to Vegeta right now, but don't forget, Goku was the original. Beerus was interested in him since the beginning, but yet now that Goku has white hair and that aura,
he doesn't want to mess with
them. So it's very, and we're not making this up to you guys. Go to these chapters 71, 72. They're right there. We're not making this up. It's right there. That's why I kind of understand when our good friend Prided doesn't seem to believe that that's Toyotaro's intention to think that Beerus and Broly are stronger than like Goku. He thinks Toyotaro's mindset is more of the angels, because he's not entirely wrong. Toyotaro seems to imply that Goku has more interest in the angels. He doesn't care about GODs, and he doesn't care about fighting Beerus. He cares about sparring with Whis. You know, it's like
the thing is, you can make the argument. I don't mind, because we all want a Beerus versus Goku rematch. We've been getting in Heroes where Beerus still stomps Blue Goku. We've all know that's a thing. But even if you want to use Heroes, again, this doesn't count. But even in Heroes logic, they have like the created characters. They have the created characters who are Beerus people beat up on the created characters of Super Saiyan Blues. But when that created character unlocks UI Sign, those Beerus characters get scared. The CSA wasn't even unlocked perfected UI yet. So like Toei has an ideology of the power scaling. Hell, even the DBS anime has an ideology of the power scaling, but the manga doesn't know what to do with it. And like, it's hard for me, bro, even Super Drama Heroes manga has a more consistent idea of what the power scaling is. And look, this is not for me to crap on Toyotaro's, because it's weird. It's like, if I give Toyotaro's too much credit, I'm a fanboy. If I give Toyotaro's too much criticism, I'm a Goku hater. Like, bro, the people in the comment section who don't care about what we have to say, they're going to say that you're a Jiren fan coping and I'm a Goku fan coping. That's pretty much what the logic's going to be.
That's what they're gonna say. But I mean, before this video ends up being like 30 minutes, I want to ask one question before we get out of here to you.
Yeah.
So the interview, we already discussed Broly, Beerus, Jiren. What do you think about Toyotaro hammering down that Granola is in fact the strongest in the universe? Do you think Granola is at least stronger than Beerus? Do you think Beerus doesn't count as a warrior in the universe? Like, what do you think?
The entire term is frustrating because we have to automatically exempt Whis.
Yeah, Whis is automatically gone from that list.
And it's weird because, like, why would you? It's weird because we're giving characters the strongest in the universe while we have characters like Whis in the universe at the same time. So it automatically makes the title kind of weak in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like you want to say strongest mortal in the universe, or you want to say strongest person in the universe outside of angels. That'll give it more context. But now that we have Whis in that same universe, it automatically draws loopholes in there, and that's when we can start putting people like Beerus in there. Then and like the thing I even said in my own video, if we're even accounting the Broly statement, because that was said by the editor, you can kind of say that Toyotaro didn't want to be rude, so he didn't correct him or whatnot. Right. It's like the whole idea of Broly is like he's supposed to be the person that Gogeta Blue had to turn blue to beat him or whatever, right? And Goku even said Beerus So it's like, if you want to say strongest mortal in the universe, she's stronger than Broly, quote unquote. That makes him stronger than Beerus. And the people are going to say, well, Goku said that. No, let's discount Goku. The Dragon Ball franchise brought up Beerus in that moment. Like,
yeah. It's a weird... I really don't know where the manga is going with this. Like, maybe it's more consistent if you take into account like what our friend said, Prided, how he believes that maybe it was more so peer pressure by the editor. Toyotaro himself believes that Goku's more on the angel route. Like, he's more interested in that. And I don't know, it's just... That does make sense if you take it like that. Like, he's interested in the angels, he wants to train with them,
Yeah, the main thing we're trying to get across is that we're not mad at the idea of someone being stronger than UI or something like that.
Right.
We just want it to narratively make sense. And I know people who already don't like Dragon Ball Super are going to say, it never made sense from the get-go. F y'all. They're going to say that.
Right.
But, like, we're just talking about what they've built up, all the things they marketed, all the things they marketed in the story, anything outside of that, they've been hinting at something. And I don't think you should attack us for feeling disappointed that they're literally contradicting their own stuff. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the few times we're just subjectively talking about this. We're not really talking about objectively because even Dragon Ball Super itself can't be objective with its own power scaling. It's like they're so pressured that we need to have Beerus fight Goku somewhere near the end of this that they can't even make up a good reasoning for it. Like, all you need to say is that Beerus has both Hakai and UI now. That's all you need to say.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I'm scared. Because Vegeta with Hakai, spoilers by the way, is really showing Granola what's up, the quote-unquote strongest person in the universe. And he went from being one-shotted by Moral 7-3, training with Beerus, and he's already caught up to being somewhat on par with perfected UI when Goku has been training this ability just forever at this point.
Yeah.
And Goku, and it's like, seems like, you know what I mean? Like, until we get the flaws of whatever this form is, power-wise of what's happening right now, it's already matching an angel-level character who already beat Angel Moro, and Beerus himself has already hyped up Goku to be right there with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget, Beerus should have told Goku, if you perfect this, no one can touch you. He said, "You like, what do you tell him? Like, there's like no threat out there to you, or something like that." Yeah. So it's like, which is kind of very similar to like Whis' words early in the series. Like, if you perfect this, you can avoid any danger or whatever.
They're literally making the angels sound dumb. like, like you're letting Whis, pretty much the guy outside of Great Priest and everyone else, sound dumb. Like, he doesn't even know that. Oh crap, your precision drops. I didn't know. Or Beerus like, oh wait a minute, Beerus is still out there, even though I know Beerus exists. My bad. Like, it's so yeah, man. Any last thoughts? Because I know, look, when I'm in Pride or with my boy Kendall, the videos be going to 40 minutes. Some people like that, some people don't. But MJ already let me know we're on the time limit. So any last thoughts, my man?
Nah, bro. It's always good to come here. It's always good to talk about Dragon Ball Super with you, or Dragon Ball in general.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to the chapter. I want to see what happens with Vegeta in this new form, and then maybe our boy Goku will kind of wake up and get back into it. You know, see what's popping.
Here's an idea I got, and this will be the last thing we say. What if Vegeta's weakness in this form is that he kind of goes into like a Majin Vegeta route, where he starts winning in that Hakai and that whole thing to turn a destructive person gets so bad that he starts attacking his own comrades, and that's the reasoning of like the weakness behind it. And Goku has his perfected UI to actually fight and take him down, not take him down, but at least calm him down. Because when Tortara said it'll be spoilers to figure out who is stronger, I'm like, maybe this is a crackhead theory. Maybe this chapter ends with him beating, or somehow Granola escapes and Vegeta's just wilding out in this new form, and Goku has to actually, like, I don't know, calm him down with perfected UI. We actually get to see what that is. I don't know, just a theory I made.
I mean, that's a way to increase manga sales, bro. Next chapter titled Goku versus Vegeta.
How many verses that would be? But thank you, MJ, for being on the channel. We might record something for his channel. And I think anyone who's big supporter on the channel, we've been rebranding, we've been doing a lot of work, and I hope y'all guys continue to support me in the future. SonTj, peace, love you all.